That's what my family and I do. We are called the healers of the root world. We work the root, but the root is to help another person, plain and simple. Let's get to this Aries reading. I hope everyone is doing well. I sincerely do. My candle is almost done. Let me show you my candle. It's almost done. By tonight, it'll be done. Fiona, you will not have a pleasant night's sleep tonight. You're going to think about me. And then you'll be back tomorrow asking for it to stop. But it won't until I say so. But you got to understand the type of people you play with versus the ones that you don't. This was the wrong platform for you to encounter. Aries. Do we like Aries? Yes, many of us do. And many of us don't. Aries are strong-willed individuals. Most Aries are born between March 21st and April the 19th. I'm going to try to keep still because of this thing that I put on, you know, every time I move my hand, it goes up. But their symbol is the ram. And most of you know the ram with their horns on their heads. They like to bump into things, move things out of the way. You are very welcome. They like to move things out of the way of their path. You can't stop an Aries. You can't stop the ram. They are a fire element. Their modality is cardinal, and they're represented by the planet Mars. This is the first house. Aries is the first house. The body parts that represents Aries is their head. And the reason why it is their head is because of how beautiful they are. Is the face, because of how beautiful they are. A lot of Aries love the color red, bright reds. They love blood orange, and they love yellow. They love bright things. Now, we call Aries the wheel of the year. And we're also doing a wheel of the year reading tonight, as I've done for every other sign. You know, their wheel of the year is the Ostara, and that's vernal spring equinox. The spring equinox is the first of 2 times of the year when the number of daylight hours match the number of nighttime hours. After that moment, the days get a little warmer. Aries brings the heat to forge new creations. Aries people, male or female, are bold. They're brash and completely unafraid. Now, people like to instill fear into another person by trying to keep them stagnant, not wanting them to move forward. But as I said, Aries is bold, and they are unafraid to try new things, to do new things. Aries, they're the ram, and they ram their way through life. As I said, with their horns on their head, they're always pushing things and people and situations out of their way. They push their way through life, starting both the wheel of the year and the new year with a fiery passion and an independent attitude. Aries people are very independent. If they say they don't need you, they mean it. You can't do anything for an Aries individual that an Aries individual cannot do for his or herself. After all, they're represented by Mars. And as a cardinal sign, Aries is always trying to start something from a fire to a fight. So if you think that you're going to get into an argument with an Aries, you've lost already. Let me just tell you, you've lost already. You might as well sit there quietly, because by the time Aries is done, you'll probably end up crying. They're ruled by Mars. Aries is ready for battle any time of day, any time of night. They're always ready for battle, even if their opponent is with themselves. Even if they have to go into battle and fight with themselves, as I just told Fiona to do. I told Fiona to go to hell. That means the hell is inside of her, and she has to dig deep to have an understanding of when she's trying to condemn without understanding. A lot of times, Aries fight their battles with who they are. They fight themselves. That's a true story. However, do not let this hot-headed person, you Aries, become reckless. A lot of people think that you have this reckless persona, you know, and sometimes you end up fooling yourself. Once you get through all that fire, there's a sensitive and almost childlike quality to the ram that makes them so easy to love. They feel everything so intensely that even a small joy makes them enthusiastic. It's why they get so enraged by any minor inconvenience. Let me just tell you that. However, it's that intensity that makes an Aries so magical. Aries seasons begin on Ostara. Remember that, the Wiccan holiday, that witch holiday, that witchcraft holiday. Let me just tell you that. So a lot of Aries people, they do practice paganism. A lot of them are pagans, and a lot of them are very spiritual people. And if not, they're diving into it. Let me tell you, 2025, they've been looking into it. 2026, they're mastering the art of Ostara, because that's who they are. Let me just tell you, Ostara is named after the Germanic goddess of spring, celebrating harmony, fertility, and just as well as rebirth. That's the spring equinox. So continue to understand who you are in a great way. Aries people are not to be messed with, because with those horns on their head, they're moving you out of their way. They're not afraid of anything. So please be careful with one, because they can be loving. But if they feel like you hurt them just a little bit, they take it so personally because of that childlike quality of who they are. Let's dive into this reading. I'm trying to see which way I'm going with the cards tonight, and I see exactly what we're going to be doing. I usually start off with the spiritual news deck, but not tonight. We're going to do something a little different. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is doing well. I sincerely do. I didn't clean my space before the reading, so let me cleanse this space. This is an Aries reading for a male or for a female. We all have both masculine and also feminine energies within us. We all have masculine and feminine energies. Where you stand in your energy is where you stand. However, this is not a personal reading. This is not a one-to-one reading. If the reading resonates with you, take from it what will help you on your journey towards your happiness in every area of your life. If the reading does not resonate with you, then it's not for you at this particular time. But you can always come back to it, because there's no such thing as timing when it comes to tarot. Whenever you run across a reading, it may be for you right then and there, and maybe not. However, there's no timing. You can look at an old tarot video that was 2 years ago, and that one may resonate with you. Is whenever you see it, that's when it's meant for you. Spirit guides, help me to deliver the most accurate message that I possibly can for the sign of Aries. Show me what I need to see. Tell me what I need to hear. Thank you. This is the wheel of the year. The wheel of the year. And we're going to start with December because that's where we're currently at right now. We're starting with December. This is December. And you're going to hear me be repetitive because people go in, people go out. So I'm always going to go over where we are in the reading. This is January. This is February. This is March. This is April. This is May. This is June. This is July. This is August. This is September. This is October. This is November. This is December. We're back at December. That's where we stop. This is an Aries reading for a male or a female. If the reading is for a male, I will say so. If the reading is for a female, I will say so. If I say nothing, you know where you stand when it comes to your energies. We're starting off with the Six of Cups. Aries, you're reminiscing about someone. You're reminiscing about something. Good times. Possibly for some of you, bad times. You're thinking about your childhood, things that transpired. However, you want to reconcile your differences with someone. So you possibly had a falling out with someone. The Six of Cups means that you're reminiscing. Maybe it wasn't so bad. Maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought. You're reminiscing. You're trying to put the pieces together. But this is an Aries that's going back to his or her childhood. But you want to reconcile your differences with someone. This is right here. This is right now. This is exactly how you're feeling in the month of December. Now we have January. January, the Nine of Cups. This is next month, January. The Nine of Cups. So this is you. This is your wishes being fulfilled. With you looking over your childhood and wanting to reconcile with someone, this is a wish being fulfilled because you're unsure which way the conversation is going to go. You're not sure if this person is going to accept your apology, and that person may feel the same way, but this is a wish being fulfilled to whereas you and this person can talk things through. You hear them as they hear you. You know, January, life is good. Life is going to be beautiful. The Nine of Cups, that's your wish being fulfilled. Wanting a do-over with a person. You want to have that conversation, that serious conversation. You want to get down to the nitty-gritty. No arguing, no fussing, no fighting. They hear you as you hear them. You're reconciling your differences. So, life is good. February, strength. This is the number 8 card. This is your strength. So, February, the universe wants you to tap into your strength. That's the inner strength of you. That's the core. Spirit wants you to tap into your power. And they want you to have courage. See, the one thing about an Aries is they are courageous. They are that ram spirit. They have those horns. They hold that head down and they push people. They push situations out of the way. Meaning that I don't need to deal with it. I don't want to partake in it. When Aries says that they're done, their finish is over, they mean that. However, Spirit is saying they want you to hone in on that Leo spirit. Because with that Leo spirit, Leo, they have searched inside of themselves. And they always stand in that inner strength. That power of them being courageous no matter what the situation is. Sometimes, Aries, you don't want to deal with things. So how you push people out of the way with those horns, you argue. You fight, you talk shit, you talk junk, and you're like, it's over. Spirit is saying, we need you to push that energy to the side hold on to it because that's who you are. But they want you to go a little deeper than that. They want you to tap into your inner strength, your power, and they want you to be courageous because the conversation that you've had with this person is like, wow, I finally understand. But how can I show my vulnerable side? And Spirit is saying you can be vulnerable and still be strong. You can be vulnerable and still hold on to your power. You can be vulnerable and still have courage. So they want you to move forward with this person. We have the King of Wands. We have the King of Wands. With the King of Wands energy, Aries, you are a leader. But the person that you're going to be speaking to in March, this relationship that you're mending with someone, this person is a natural born leader, as you are a natural born leader. Aries people are leaders. As I said, they don't need anything from anyone. They can hold their own. But this person is an entrepreneur, and this person is a person to be honored. There's a time that you felt like this person was honorable, but then there was a time that you felt like they were not honorable. But as the two of you have this conversation in January, and then now you're thinking about the conversation in February and March, you're reaching back out to this person because you're like, you know what? This person is a leader. And I do honor them. I do respect them. Whatever this conversation is that's going to take place between you and this person is going to have a lot of healing energy. So December, January, February, March, here we are in April. We have the Seven of Swords in April. The Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords simply means, Aries, you're running away. And you do that a lot. I'm speaking to an Aries person that does run away because they are always trying to fight or hide what they are truly feeling. But after you've spoken to this person, now you feel like I've dogged them out. And so you feel like you've dishonored them. There was a lot of lies spoken about this person. And now you're having this guilt. You have a lot of guilt within because of things that you've said. But now that the two of you have had these conversations, you don't know which way to move. And you don't have to run, but you feel like running away. You feel like hiding because you're like, wow, I dishonored this person. And I'm the cause of why a lot of people feel this way about this person. And you feel ashamed because now it's like, I have to tell the truth. I have to actually tell people that I fabricated some things. However, maybe you didn't fabricate them. Maybe that's what you felt. Maybe that's what you were taught. Maybe that's what was said and you just simply believed it. But you feel like you didn't give this person a fair chance. So December, January, February, March, April, here we are in May. Judgment call. This is the number 20. This is judgment. You're pausing. You're taking some time out because we're going to back it up. Here it is. You feel like running away, hiding because people are going to find out the truth, or you yourself may have to speak up and be like, you know what? I was disloyal to this person. I said some things that I should not have said. And you feel like people may stand in judgment of you. But you know what? The hell with people, because this is between you and this person right here. If this person doesn't feel a way about it, meaning like they're not mad, they're over it because the two of you have spoken, you spoke your truth to one another, they're like, let it go. But now you're still making a judgment call because you're pausing. And with you pausing, you're still reflecting on the conversation. You're reflecting about how you feel. However, it creates a new awakening within you. You see, let me explain this number 20. The number 20 indicates one who has infinite potential when it comes to relationships and negotiations. This person you had a relationship with, and there were a lot of things said, there were a lot of things done. The two of you are going to be negotiating on how we can fix this, how can we move forward, how can we make this work. So when you see this number 20, you will know that you are being helped by your angels and bringing projects to completion, group projects between you and this person. And there are so many other people I see that are involved with this situation. So the vibration of the number 20 is expressed when there is a strong need to learn patience. Patience, Aries, so that you don't run again. Because this month right here, you're thinking about taking off again, running, hiding, not wanting to face your problems. You like to ram your way through shit instead of facing it. Or you like to argue, fuss, and fight to avoid feeling. But this time with this judgment card, you have to feel. You have to talk. And you're going to be that much stronger for it, for standing still. Listen, this is you standing strong. This is you having a need to learn patience, because patience is needed so that the appropriate actions can be properly carried out within this situation. You see, the number 2 is about being a part of a group and harmonious companionship. So the number 2 does not like being alone. And the 0 following the number 2 makes the number 20 more successful at relationships, since 0 is all about the completion of a cycle and awareness of the possible. It is possible that the two of you, I don't know how to say, have a do-over, because do-over is not the word. There's no do-over, because you and this person have a strong love for one another, and you can start where you left off at. You think that the do-over means that I have to start back from ground zero. I have to learn this person all over again, and vice versa. They have to learn me all over again. But in this situation, the judgment card is here. This person loves you unconditionally. Now you're learning how to love unconditionally. Because I feel like there's an Aries that doesn't know how to love unconditionally, because the love you have with people comes with conditions because of the way that you ram through people. Meaning you put that head down, you use those horns, and you plummet right through them. And I feel like you do this with friendships. I feel like you do this with family situations, job situations. And those horns, if somebody makes you stand still and pause for a minute, now you're ready to lash out, you're ready to argue, you're ready to fight and to say some hurtful things. But this situation, guess what? It's not going to be any of that. You have to face the things that you've said, you've done, and you have to talk about your feelings. This person is going to do the same thing. So this is not a do-over. This is starting where you left off at. So don't run again. Aries, don't run. You're always running. No more running. You're facing this head on with the judgment card. Be patient with yourself. December, January, February, March, April, May, June, we have the Page of Wands. This is June with the Page of Wands, Aries. The Page of Wands, simply put, this is good news. So there's some good news coming in for you. You're curious about it. So with the Page of Wands, you may be receiving a letter, from someone saying that, here, I'm offering you a job proposal. But the Page of Wands is that curious kid. You remember that I said that Aries, they have this childlike energy. But the Page of Wands, you have to always also be careful, because this is being active, right? Active. Thinking about moving somewhere new. Spirit wants you to just stand still. A new project or a new job offer. But you yourself may have a creative idea. Spirit is telling you with the Page of Wands, the good news, they want you to just sit still for a little while and reflect over everything that you've gone through. Because right here, December, January, February, March, April, you felt like running because you didn't want to face this person again after you've had this conversation. But then the Judgment card, Spirit wants you to pause. It wasn't a bad conversation. It was the truth and nothing but the truth. That's why the Judgment card is here. And now here you go. Some good news. You're going to make this situation be an excuse to get the heck out of Dodge, to leave again, because you're like, I fucked up. I judged this person so harshly and I should not have. And it's like, I don't want to face them again. But like I said, the two of you love each other, so you don't have to start over. You have to just start where the conversation left off and to build the relationship stronger. So we have December, January, February, March, April, May, June. June, good news is coming in. So Aries, once again, don't run. A job offer is coming in. Really think about it. Spirit wants you to pause for a moment. Now, with the number 2 card, this is the High Priestess. This is the High Priestess. With the High Priestess coming in, Spirit wants you to trust your intuition. Trust your gut. I said that there was an Aries earlier. I said, there's an Aries that's diving into their spirituality. And I said, next month, you're going to really be getting into it. But the High Priestess is that spiritual card. Secrets, holding on to secrets. But the number 2 is a powerful number that means inner peace, positive energy, and finding your divine purpose. Angel number 2 represents cooperation and balance. So have faith, Aries. Never give up, no matter how difficult things may be. Don't give up. Don't run. Don't run. Don't run. Even the good news of a job opportunity, don't run. Continue to pause. Spirit wants you just to trust your intuition. Like, you're not alone, but you want to live in the world alone. I got this. I don't need anyone. I am strength. I am courageous. I can do everything by myself. And those things are all true. But Spirit wants you to have balance and to cooperate with yourself, because you're out of alignment. If you were in alignment, you wouldn't think about running all the time. Spirit wants you to stop running. Stop ramming through people. Stop ramming through situations when things feel like they are hard. Spirit wants you to learn how to be in alignment with yourself. No fighting, no arguing, hearing someone out, they hearing you out, you not feeling ashamed about the way you felt or what was said, they not feeling ashamed or guilty about what they said or what was done. This is the two of you merging energies to balance the situation out. December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Here we are. August. The Fool. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck. Many of you who have been here before, you hear me say this all the time. I love the Fool card. Let me tell you, if any card in the deck represents me first, is going to be the Fool, because I am that person that always takes that leap of faith, always wanting a fresh start. Now, Aries, you're going to be thinking about taking a leap of faith and starting over somewhere. Not a bad thing. Let me tell you why. Here, when you were trying to run, you weren't thinking your way through. Here again, when another job offer came to you, you were ready to run again, trying to get away from everything, everyone. You keep running to different places. Spirit says no more. Now that you faced everything head on and you are in alignment, back in balance, the Fool, now Spirit is telling you to take the leap of faith. Really think about where it is that you want to settle, because I feel like it's settle down time, where you're going to be making somewhere your home, or that relationship with whomever is about to get serious. So this is you having a fresh start, a true fresh start, with you being in alignment with yourself. So December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. August, a whole new beginning. August, you taking that leap of faith, because you're not just jumping the gun, running through things. You've actually sat down, thought about it, weighed your pros and cons, and you're ready to make a decision. The number 18 is the moon. This is the moon card. Kind of looks like the moon tonight, right? The waning crescent moon, right? It kind of looks like the moon phase that we are in right now. So listen, go outside, take a look. If you live in a nice, safe area, or if you don't, stick your head out the window to see if you can see it. But this is fresh starts. This is new beginnings. You know, things that you were delusional about and you felt like were hidden from you. Guess what? Things will be revealed. Truths are coming out. Anything that was hidden is coming to the light. And you actually live in fear. You saw the moon. Yes, let me tell you, I love the energy of the moon. But there's an Aries, there's a lot of fear inside of you that you don't show anyone, because you're like, I'm never going to show my weakness to anyone. But the number 18 in the tarot deck, let me just tell you, this is the Rider-Waite deck, right? This is not the original Rider-Waite deck. You know, people make them over and over and over and mass produce them in so many different ways, but the meanings hold true the same way. It's linked to the moon, as you see with the moon card, which also represents these same insecurities and also things that are hidden being revealed. So work on your self-esteem, Aries. You know, the one thing that I dislike seeing when it comes to an Aries is an Aries that does suffer from low self-esteem, because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Let me say that. And with them being the first sign of the zodiac, they were built differently. Everything that any other sign could have ever imagined or wanted to be, the universe, the gods, whomever you pray to, when they made Aries, they put everything inside of Aries. So Aries holds a lot of energies. One of the first things that they gave Aries is beauty. And that's a true story. We are all beautiful in our own right. But Aries, they were made to embody beauty, male or female. Males handsome, females gorgeous, right? But they embody beauty. So when I see the number 18, when I see the moon card, it represents insecurities, a person having low self-esteem. You can't pay attention to others, because I feel like the low self-esteem came from people picking, people talking, people just saying whatever, you hearing it, and it's sinking into your energy. When you have to understand that people see things the way that they see things. But anytime an Aries looks at themselves, You need to be able to see yourself that you're everything that everyone else is not. Meaning that you are the first sign of the zodiac. You are the first, number one, numero uno. You are number one. With you being number one, the universe put every energy into you. They gave you beauty. They gave you strength. They gave you this energy of ramming through things. They gave you intelligence. So not just beauty, they gave you brains. They gave you everything that every sign could imagine to have, to wish to have. And then when they started getting through all the other signs, they started breaking all of these things down. So we don't have as much as you do. Let me tell you, I am an Aries moon, so I'm with you right here. Let me tell you, okay? But there are a lot of signs that the universe started breaking down. So let's just say if Aries has 50 energies inside of his or herself, then Taurus may have 40 of those energies, missing 10. And Pisces may have 25 of these energies. But Aries, you have them all. So it's a lot on your shoulders, balancing these energies of being childlike and then being strong and then being smart and then being beautiful and then being courageous. You have so much shit going on inside of you. So balancing yourself out is necessary, but these insecurities, this low self-esteem you have is so unnecessary. When you look at yourself, what you need to see, Aries, is that you are first. You were given everything that everyone doesn't have. And that's the truth. So any sign can get mad. I'm a Cancer. Let me tell you. So I'm not angry. I just understand that when they started building Aries, they threw everything in there. It's like in the wintertime and you thinking of, what can I do to make a hearty soup, a comfort soup? And so whatever you have in the kitchen, you take everything out of the refrigerator and put it in that soup. All right, next time you want a soup, you don't have all those ingredients. So now the soup is not the same as the first. Nobody is the same as you, Aries. So for you to feel less than because of what somebody else says, understand they're not you. They're not you. So when you look in the mirror, you have to see yourself as, I am number one. I am numero uno. When I was growing up, when we used to play double dutch outside, and when someone wanted to go first, we will all say first. And if somebody said it first, then somebody would say second. And then we started saying God no higher, meaning that there is no number higher than if you say God no higher. So Aries say, I am number one, and there's no higher number. I represent the gods. They made me first. I am everything that everyone else is not. So work on your self-esteem. Look for the real causes behind your actions. It's so necessary to tap in with yourself. Sometimes we feel this way because of something that was said or something that was done, but you have to learn that another person's opinion of you has nothing to do with you. It has to do with them. So if they say something negative about you, if they try to judge you, 9 times out of 10 is because of how they feel about who they are. True story. People try to throw those energies onto another person to make you feel the way they feel. But Aries, you should never feel like how the next person feels. That low self-esteem is not necessary. I promise you that you are number one. There's no one higher than the Aries. You were the first zodiac sign. And with you being this first zodiac sign, it's heavy. because you have so many energies inside of yourself and you have to learn how to balance them out. So imagine balancing 50 things out, and then Taurus only has 40 things to balance out, and then Pisces only has 20 things. I'm just saying everyone else load is a little lighter, but yours is the heaviest. I'm just saying, Aries. So December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Here we are in October. Let me tell you, this is the Emperor, male or female. This is the number 4 card. So now, all jump, you balance out your strength, and this is you being stable because you know who you are. No one can take that away from you. You know that you are number 1. You're balancing out these energies. You're understanding you. This is order. This is control. This is you taking your power back, because the Emperor is always going to protect his or herself. Just because you see a masculine on the car, this is the energy of the car, male or female. You're standing in your power. You're standing in that masculine energy, but that energy is stable. The energy is stable. Let me tell you, on my side, the camera froze, but on your side, it did not. So excuse me for 1 second. I dislike when it does this because it's like I'm playing a puzzle game. And I know it sounds horrible, but I have to get the little piece in the hole. Okay, we got it. We got it. But this is stability. You're becoming stable. Your mind is becoming stronger. This is you having order, control. Remember, I said when I first started the reading, you fighting you, balancing energies. You know, Geminis in their reading, it was them fighting them as well. But you know what I always say when we get the number 4. The number 4 is related to self-expression, mental stability. That's that order. Loyalty, being loyal to you, trusting yourself, having patience with yourself. Aries, you are determined to succeed no matter what. And now you're becoming organized. Organized in the mind, in the body, the soul, to the core of you. The number 4 is also a number that possesses energies of our archangels. Let me tell you, each and every person should get to know their archangels. You don't have to be Catholic to learn your archangels. Yes, I did go to Catholic school for a little while, right? And I begged my mother to put me back in public. In public school, I used to have so many situations. I had a problem with, you know, these things, these hands. So it was like a punishment. They put me in Catholic school because they thought putting me in Catholic school was going to make me do right. But Aries, I'm an Aries moon. I always had to protect myself, and I had to ram my way through people. So I definitely understand you, cousin. However, Aries, the number 4 is so powerful. You're going to see the numbers in these sequence, the number 4, the number 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, right? It's a bitch saying that all the time, but those numbers and those sequences hold great power. Whatever you wish for will be granted. Use this number 4 to make a wish for yourself, right? Make this wish for you, Aries. Whatever you wish for will be granted. But I always have to throw this in. As long as the wish isn't made to hurt or harm anyone else. Make the wish with gratitude, feeling, or showing an appreciation of kindness. Now, I know you're like, that's the pot calling the kettle black, because what she said to Fiona. Now, I didn't wish Fiona harm. I just wished her a uncomfortable night's sleep. And I sent her my energy to make sure that she was going to have an uncomfortable night's sleep. I don't wish harm on her, but I want her to be a little restless so that she can understand energy. So the next time she jumps on somebody's page to try to degrade by calling them a witch, my name is Empress Real 1584, the good witch. So I sent her love, but I have to send her love in the kind of way that I can deliver it to her so that she won't play with people. Listen. When you make this wish, make it for you, not for anyone else. Don't try to hurt anyone, to cause harm to anyone, to make someone even feel a little uncomfortable. Listen, I balance those energies out for myself, but for you, this number 4, make a wish for you. But when you make this wish, before you make it, show gratitude to the universe. Say thank you in advance before you even make it. December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Here we are in November. November, Aries, the 2 of Cups. The 2 of Cups. So if we're looking at this as far as a relationship, if you're not in a relationship, Aries, single, you will be falling in love. If you're in a relationship, your love is going to grow deeper with someone. However, if you're not even thinking about a relationship, the 2 of Cups, this is you loving you, balancing your energies out. This whole situation, you're having this resolve. You're having a resolution to everything that you've been holding on to, even if it was with a person. But this is a union between you and you. I am whole. I am complete. What was done, whatever happened, I'm letting it go. And I'm moving forward because I am number 1. December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Here we are, Aries, back to December. We have the 4 of Cups. This is you being possessive. You're taking control of your mind, of your body, of your soul. You're being possessive and protective over you, but in a nurturing way. That childlike energy that you have, you're embracing it. No longer wanting to use that ram spirit in every situation. This is you having control, because the 4 of Pentacles is someone that's in control of his or herself. That ram spirit, you were off the chain, ready to run through situations and people and things, ready to use these, ready to use this by any means necessary. But it's unnecessary. You don't have to do that. You don't have to, but you're taking control. And with that being said, at the bottom of the deck, we have the number 19, which is the sun. Now, the sun comes out, Aries. The sun comes out. The sun, right? This is you being enlightened. I know who I am. I was made the way I am. I embrace it. I accept it. Guess what? Nobody can tell me anything about me. The way I feel, the way I love, the way I dislike, the way I hate, but I am in control and my emotions are balanced. But the sun represents success. So you're going to be successful. And some of you, Aries, are already successful, but the sun card is the happiest card in the deck. You will have your happiness through it all. You know, the number 19 is a good omen. Let me just tell you that. It does suggest that now is a time of great opportunity and that luck is on your side, Aries. Let me just say that this is a time to take the initiative. So do you want to do something new? I just got to ask that question to all of you Aries out there. Do you want to do something new? Because to do something new, you are going to have to let go of something old to make space for it. And this can be very challenging for some of you, especially when you're holding on to pain, when you're holding on to hurt. This can become challenging, but we have to let go. We can't change the past. There's nothing we can do to change the past. But what we can do is heal from it. And that's the most important thing. You know, in the tarot deck, the number 19, as we can see, is linked to the sun card, which is also a good omen. So we can, you can, all of us can, we can have anything we want in this life. And let me tell you, I know a lot of people dislike when I say this, and especially my daughter. We can have anything we want in this life, but understand that we can't have everything. We can't. We can't have everything, but we can have anything. So, like the number 4, when you make a wish, right? You may say to the universe, I want $100. And then the universe says, okay, I heard your wish, but I'm going to send you $99. Why be mad? Something is better than nothing. You're only $1 away from the 100. You got 99. It's more than what you had. So in this world, you can have anything you want in this life, but understand once again that you can't have everything. So you do need to choose, Aries. There are so many reasons why you might start seeing the number 19, because the number 19, as I said, is the happiest card in the deck. It is the sun. But let me tell you a few of the reasons where you may start seeing the number 19. The most common reason could be that you need to stop planning and you need to start acting on something. Maybe you keep having a repetitive dream and then you start making plans, but you have been reluctant to act. Maybe, just maybe, Aries, you are finally taking the plunge and it involves some sort of risk. And so you haven't been ready to go all in. The number 19 reassures you that now is the moment, that the stars are aligning for you. So now is the time to act. No, it will not be easy. You will have to work hard to get where you need to be, but it's going to be rewarding. It will be worth it. It will be worth it. Let's dive in. We're going to dive in just a little more, and then we're going to end this reading. We're going to dive in just a little more. Spirit guides, help me to deliver the most accurate message that I possibly can for whomever needs to hear it. This reading is for the sign of Aries. Show me what I need to see. Tell me what I need to hear. Thank you. Spirit guides. Whew. We're going to take them. Okay, Aries, we have the number 22. How many of you like the number 22? We just went over the number 2. But how many of you really understand the number 22? Let me tell you, I definitely understand the number 22. But if you don't understand it, the number 22, let me just say this, it symbolizes duality, adaptability, insight, relationship, sensitivity, selflessness, and diplomacy. So when you receive this number from your angels, it's a message that you need to start trusting yourself and your instincts, Aries. The number 22 is perceived as the most powerful and creative number of all. This means you are able to overcome all kinds of obstacles and you aren't easily knocked back by failure. However, you also love to be seen as successful. So there's someone here that may become frustrated if you struggle to achieve your aims. So let's discuss the number 22 when it comes to love, Aries. You are someone who stands by your partner's side when required, be it emotional support or giving proper advice when needed. However, you are also someone who does not have unrealistic or imaginary thoughts about love. You do care about your partner and the people around you. That's what your number 22 means. Listen, I'm a number 22 girl, but you're at a crossroads. There's an Aries here that's at a crossroads. It's like, I'm damned if I do, I damned if I don't. The crossroads simply means and we all understand this, is that you have options. And with you having so many options around you, there's a decision that needs to be made within your life. We saw that there's someone that you're going to be communicating with. No arguing, no bickering, no going back and forth. They're going to speak, you're going to speak. We all can agree to disagree, but this time when you speak to this person, it's going to be with some understanding. Yes, you have a reservation about it. Yes, there's some hesitation. However, let me just say this. The number 22 is represented by Libra. You want balance. Sometimes, Aries, although you are one of the world's greatest fighters, sometimes people get tired of fighting. Sometimes people just get tired of fighting, whether you're arguing with someone verbally or you get into a little scrap physically, but sometimes you're tired of fighting, even mentally with yourself. You're at a crossroads. You feel like I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. We have the number 14, which is that fox spirit. We have the fox spirit. Anytime the fox spirit comes out, there's somebody sneaky around you, Aries. So be very careful. This can be a friend. This can be an ex-lover. This can also be a family member, but there's some lies. You have heard these lies, but someone is setting a trap against you. So be very cautious. Be very careful. Listen, you are charming. Absolutely. But just be careful. The fox spirit is represented by the Scorpio as well. Be very careful. It's being represented by the planet Pluto. Somebody has some hidden intentions. Be very careful. This Scorpio may warn you about some sneaky and sly behavior. You may have a Scorpio that may be enlightening you about a person or some people in your life that has been doing some things behind your back. But there's a sneaky situation going on. Be careful. We have the number 27. This is a letter. Aries, are you not picking up the phone? Are you not texting someone back? Do you really just not want to deal with them? You may not want to deal with a Gemini. There may be a Gemini in your life that you don't want to have anything to do with, but you're going to be receiving a message or a text message from this Gemini. But there's going to be some communication between the two of you. This Gemini may even tell you that they found out some things. Maybe you have fallen out with this Gemini, but this Gemini believes you now. This Scorpio right here is in the middle. And the Scorpio tried to open somebody's eyes to something. But now Gemini had to see for himself. But the Gemini sees that somebody set a trap against you, Aries. There's been some lies told on you, some sneaky behavior, because this Gemini had to deal with these same people with this sneaky situation. We have the number 41, a tunnel. This is a tunnel. Listen, the number 41, when you and this Gemini start talking again, if you answer their text, if you answer their phone call, this tunnel, you haven't been able to find your way out. This Gemini hasn't been able to find their way out. However, with this tunnel being here, this is a passage for you to go through it. Hey, how you doing? Thank you. But this is a journey. One of you guys feel like something was a loss, but then there's another person here that feels like they're looking for some refuge, a safe place, right? But somebody has been hiding a secret and you are about to find out. There's been some sneakiness here, some fraud. Some fraud. Now we have lilies, the number 30. This is lilies. With the lilies appearing here, you like, Aries, you already knew. You already felt like there was some sneaky behavior going on with the fox spirit. But the Gemini just confirmed that what you were feeling was true. The lilies is wisdom. Lilies are knowledge. Lilies are mature. This is being represented by the Capricorn. There's going to be a delay in this information, but this information is going to be coming through. The number 30, this is going to be a process because there's some betrayal here of some sort. A lot of sneakiness, a lot of lies, but with these lilies, you're going to gain a lot of knowledge and you're going to learn how to move through it. You're going to learn how to handle it, being that you've already gone through a situation with another person. You're like, okay, I'm in my zen, I'm balanced. I'm not going to go off like someone may assume that I may just snap, but I already felt like this was happening. So you're moving forward. But, you know, the lilies, I want to try to give you a better understanding of this number 30. You know, every number is an angel number. I always say this, but it's a reoccurrence. Angel number 30, if you see this number anywhere in your daily experience, the number 30 is reminding you to access your accomplishments in life and be grateful to the angels and the divinity for all the prosperity that you have gained so far in life. You know, you should ask for the grace of the supreme power and your angels. If you have crossed over loved ones, ask for guidance. You know, I don't care if a person was adopted, you still come from a bloodline and you still have a bloodline that you're connected to, and those angels do watch over you. You receive continued support from them and direction from them for the future actions. See, angel number 30 is asking you to seek the help of your angels, and they are there to direct you to make the right decisions when you are chasing your spiritual objectives in life. You know, you really have to go by your perception and by the instructions of the supreme power while you are trying to accomplish your goals in life. Just keep your eyes open and an awareness. Call out to your archangels, your guardian angels, your crossed over loved ones. I do it every single day. There's not a day that goes by that I don't ask for guidance and I don't ask for help. The number 5 is the tree. The tree. You know, the tree is longevity. We look at the tree as the tree of life when we keep adding another person to it, whether it be a child, a grandchild, or someone got married and we're adding their significant other. But the tree is longevity, good health, growth. This is your ancestry line. Like I said, you can call out to your angels no matter if you were adopted or not, because you come from a bloodline. So you're deeply rooted. You're deeply rooted. This is an expansion of life. This card is being represented by the Virgo. Let me tell you, pain is real. You can't tell another person how to feel. You can't tell another person how to be, even if a person doesn't understand how something may be crippling to you, may knock you to your knees or cry for days or weeks at a time, right? Nobody can tell the next person how to feel. But the one thing that I can say, that whatever you have dealt with, Aries, whatever you've been through, listen, cry those last tears and let go. I know that it is easier said than done, letting go. It is. It's easier said than done. And trust me, I've had to let a lot of shit go in my life. I've had to let a lot of shit go, as many of us, right? And it doesn't mean that it doesn't lay dormant inside of me, because yes, there are things that can trigger, but it's the way that you respond to those triggers. Let me tell you. It's the way that you respond to those triggers. Many of you who follow me, you understand that when my aunt recently passed away, and I saw my sister, and I have not seen her in so long. And we don't speak. I don't call her. She doesn't call me. I have nothing to do with her at all. But in front of family members, sometimes people like to make a scene. And she's like, my little sister, give me a hug. And I did. She came over to hug me, but I kept my arms to the side. And the old me, man, would have picked her up and body slammed her. That's the old me. And everybody had their eyes on me, not knowing what I was going to do. And I did nothing. And I did nothing for a reason, to let her know that the hurt, the pain, you don't move me. You don't move me. Pain is something that, if a person has never experienced it, how do they understand, right? That's how a lot of people feel. How do you understand what rape feels like? How do you understand what cheating on feels like if it never happened to you? How do you understand what losing a child feels like? Or how do you understand what losing a parent feels like if it never happened to you? And those are valid points. However, we can't change anything that transpired in our lives. All we can do is grow from it. Learn from it. Not to say that you won't ever be triggered by it, but you'll understand how to deal with those triggers. Now, you remember the first set of cards that we used, you received the Sun. You most definitely received the Sun, Aries. I'm going to show you something about you. I told you you're the first zodiac, right? You're the very first zodiac. And you're built different. You have the Sun. Remember this card? You have the Sun again. Different decks and the same card at the bottom of the deck. You will have your happiness. You will have your success. You will have your victory. And you will have your truth. There's some truths that's coming out. And guess what? It's going to be a positive outcome. No matter how anybody else looks at it, it's a positive outcome for you. There's nothing but good fortune that surrounds you. You know, the Sun is represented by Leo. And you remember the universe told you to stand in your strength with this number 8 Leo card. This is that lion. This is that strength. So here it is. The universe is saying that I still need you to be strong, Aries. You must be strong, because you are meant for success. You are meant to have your victory. You are supposed to have your happiness, but I need you to get into alignment with yourself. I need you to balance out these energies. I know it's rough for you because you were made first, and so you're built differently. You are different. You're not the same as everyone else. Let me tell you, you're not even similar to anybody else because you are the first. You are numero uno. You will have a positive outcome at the end of the day. I know you are strong. You are the ram. You have those horns and you always ram through people. But it's time for you to stand and face your fears. You run, you run, you run. But you have to face your fears without fighting, without arguing. You need to hear someone out and someone needs to hear you out. And you have to go into this with an understanding. But there's good fortune that awaits you. I am Empress Real 1584, the Good Witch. I send to you nothing but love and light. I send to you nothing but love and light. Good night. Thank you so much for the gifts. Thank you for your time. And I say this all the time because time is something that we never get back. I promise you, we never get time back. So I thank you for your time because I definitely understand that my readings are long, but I try to give you as much information as I possibly can. I don't have a Patreon channel, although I could get one, but I don't have a Patreon channel to whereas I give you part one, I'm pulling a different deck of cards, and now you got to pay for part two. I'm giving it to you right here. As much as I see, as much as they'll give me, I am a vessel. And with me being a vessel, I understand where my gifts come from, and they are to be a helpmate. So on this platform, on my YouTube platform, I give you as much information as I possibly can. And I definitely thank you for the gifts. I thank you for your time. But I also have a personal website to whereas I do private readings. And my private readings are on the website. I do psychic readings. I do mediumship readings. I do blended readings. Blended readings are psychic and mediumship together. Whomever comes out, whoever it is, we're going to discuss it. I'm going to give you as much information as I possibly can. When you book a reading with me, you don't have to say anything. I like to start off all my readings with letting you know what I see, what I hear, what I feel, what I taste. I try to give you everything without you having to say anything to me. However, once I'm giving you all the information that I can, then you can ask me any question that you want. Now, I have done readings for people that follow me, and any one of them will tell you that if they try to talk while I'm delivering my message, I always tell them to shh, let me speak, because I don't want you to give me any information. If you do that, how would you know if I'm authentic or not? It doesn't make sense. So allow me to deliver you comfort. Let me share with you everything that I see so that you can know that I am the one. Some people may not be, but I am the one. True story. But you can book a personal reading with me on my personal platform. But right here on YouTube, on TikTok, I'm going to give you as much information as I possibly can. Aries, this is a beautiful reading. You have to balance out those energies, but that's where we're at. We're going into 2026, and this is a Will of the Year reading. And what a lot of people don't understand is that Aries is the Will of the Year. They're that Ostara. Aries is the Will of the Year. You know, they are the beginning. They are the beginning. They are the start of something new. But I send to you nothing but love and light. Hello, everyone. How are you? Hey, Relly, how are you? I may have, thank you so much for the heart. I may have missed some of your messages. A lot of times when I have the camera down and I'm going through, I like to go through and keep my energy here. I like to go through and keep my energy here. And for those of you who were here Thank you so much, Tia Jack. Thank you so much. For those of you, when we had that little disturbance, I will be back tomorrow on Christmas. I will be back, and let's see if old girl comes back to my platform, and let's find out what kind of night sleep she had. But I bet you, I'll promise you, she's not going to have the nerve. I didn't block her because I did not want to block her, because I need for her to feel my energy. This reading was great. It was nice. Thank you so much, Sunny. Sunny, welcome back. I haven't seen you in a while, but welcome back. I know I've been seeing you this week, but welcome back. Sunny is another person that has been following me from the beginning, right? When I only had a few people on my platform. Dawn first, Sunny be in and out, but she always comes back. So I thank you. I'm truly grateful to you. But I will be back tomorrow. For those of you who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas to you. I don't do the holidays, and I know it's confusing for the grandbabies. We will do the holidays, especially if they're coming over. You know, you try to have a tree for them to look at, for them to admire, because they don't understand until later as you begin to teach, right? But I did not even put one up this year. I go through these moments. As I said earlier, my mom passed a day before Thanksgiving. And so last Thanksgiving, I was good. This Thanksgiving, I was that ram energy like Aries and pushed my way through it. And then, oh my goodness, you know, and my mother was a holiday person. She loved the holidays, let me tell you. I don't celebrate it either, yeah. And I went outside today. I went with my daughter to the grocery store. At first, I didn't think she was going to invite me. And so I sat there. When we spoke on the phone, she was acting kind of funny, like stank. Like she really didn't want me to come. And so then when she came out of her room, she was like, "You want to ride?" So I'm like, "Yeah." And we rode. And I was like, "Zip your pocketbook up." And she was like, "No." I was like, "Girl, zip your pocketbook." She was like, "I have to be able to get to my strap." I was like, "Oh, we doing it like that." I said, "Okay, we good." And it was so crowded out there today. And I forgot it was a holiday, true story. And I forgot, but it was so crowded out there. And I just wanted some chicken salad. I wanted some chicken salad, you know? And I ran out, got some chicken salad, got some laundry. I'm gonna be washing clothes tomorrow. I'm gonna be washing clothes tomorrow. And I'm getting rid of a lot of clothes. And I can't believe I'm about to do it. I can't believe I'm about to do it. I got clothes that when I'm in my big girl, then when I lose weight, I got my backup, and then I got my backup to my backup. But if I showed y'all my closet, you would think something was mentally wrong with me. So I challenged myself to get rid of a lot of things, and even some of my mom things. I gave some of her things to my daughters. And so this is a big step for me. I'm about to even pack up some of her things. And now when my mom crossed over, when I opened up her closets, everything was empty. She had given away everything because she was already prepared, right? New beginnings. But what she left in her closets was everything that I ever bought her. True story. And my mom, she was like me. We are clothes whores. We love clothes. My dad was the same way too. It's mental. My grandmother was too. But I'm gonna do it. So tomorrow, I'm gonna start packing up some of her things and keep just a couple of pieces. And there's Man, I remember I bought my mom this dress and it had flowers on it. And when I brought it for her, she said, "Who did you buy this for?" I said, "You, Mom." And she was like, "This is an old lady dress." And I said, "Yeah, but you know, it's cute." And she was like, "I'm not going to do anything with that. I don't want a dress full of flowers." Do you know, I still got the dress. It still has the tags on it. She never wore it. And she had that hanging in the front of the closet because she knew I was going to open her closet. I guess she let me know, "You wasted your money, but I'm going to put it to good use. I'm going to go give it out myself." You know what I mean? Instead of taking it to, I'm definitely not giving it to Goodwill because Goodwill is a billion-dollar corporation. But I'm going to give it out myself I'm going to take it to, whereas I see a lot of people in need. And, you know, sometimes people don't even have a suit to do interviews. So I'm going to go out to the community myself and I'm going to give back myself. I'm going to make a blanket. I said I was going to do that. I'm going to take a couple of her pieces and make a blanket. I'm going to make a quilt. So I am going to do that as well. I am, with some thick pieces on the side. And it's been a few years since my mom has been gone, but some of her things, I can still smell her. I can still smell her. And my sister too, I have some of her pieces too. And so it's just time to, you know, let go. And I take a lot of things with me. So I am. And me and my mom don't even wear the same size shoes. Her feet is bigger than mine. And I got her shoes. I got her shoes too. The ones that I bought her. You know, I can't even fit them. I got her house shoes, everything. I'm one of them. I'm one of them. I'm one of them. Like, I recently, my husband, my daughter, and now I told you my mom has been gone for a few years now. And my mom was drinking a cup of tea before she went to the hospital. And I just moved the cup and it had fur in it, right? And my husband was like, "This is disgusting." I'm like, "So what?" And so I left the tea on her nightstand, right? Well, there's no more tea in there, but it had grew fur. I call it fur. You know, we know it's mold. But, and the way she stepped off of her bed, her house shoes were a certain way. So in her bedroom, I mean, everybody walk around the house shoes. And I finally picked the house shoes up and they're in my bedroom and I don't even stick my feet in them. But I'm about to pack some things up and give it to some deserving people. I want to give it out myself. I don't want to give it to an organization because when you do that, a lot of people pick through the good stuff, what they want, and then they give it out to people. I don't want to do that. I want to hand it and give it to people, you know. I want to give it to people that I see, that I feel like is really going to do something with it. Yeah. But I'm on a mission. But if I showed y'all, y'all be like, "What is wrong with you?" But I got so much that's my thing. That's what I'll be doing tomorrow. And then we're going to finish up the fire signs. But that's what I'll be doing. That's it. That's it. And I'll be eating chicken salad with some crackers. You know? But that's it. But Aries, I don't know what to say to you. I don't ever encounter Aries readings like that when someone doesn't feel good about themselves, because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. And imagine being the first sign. And when the guys are saying, Okay, now we're going to make a zodiac. So what are we going to put in it? And then they put everything in it under the moon, under the sun, under the stars. And everything goes into Aries. And then they make this energy that is so special. So do they mimic it or do they do something different? So if they put everything in it, everything, the next sign is not going to get everything. So now they're thinking like, okay, we done put everything in the Aries, but we can't make the two the same. We can make them similar, but not the same. So if Aries got everything, and then they started breaking it down step by step by step, why would you have low self-esteem? Why would you not feel good about yourself? You are everything that everyone else is not. And if somebody feels a way, don't come to me. There's these gods, there's these archangels that created the zodiac because I didn't. I just know them. And we're all created uniquely in a unique way. We were not meant to be the same. But Aries is numero uno. When I was growing up, when we wanted to be first at playing double dutch, if somebody be like first, somebody be like second, what does the smartest person say? I'm zero, God no higher. And some people accept it and some people be like, get the fuck out of here. I'm number one. So, Aries, you're number one. Nobody can move you, knock you off your position, knock you off your spot. There's no reason for low self-esteem. No matter what you've been through, no matter what you're going through. I share a lot of me up here. And Sonny, I hear you. I understand. We can't change the past. If we could, I would wave the magic wand and I would. Even for me, shoot, I would wave the magic wand and I would change everything that I've had to encounter. But I could sit up here and I could be like, what was me? What was me? Why did I have to go through that? Why did that happen to me? That wasn't fair. Or I could have took a different way out like some people do. But here I am. Here I am. And that's all I could say is here I am. I've experienced things that would put people in a mental hospital. I've experienced so many things in life, even at an early age, things that I should not have. By family members, by a neighbor. But here I am. Here I am. I could have let all of those things shake me to the core and not live. But I live. I live. I live. I live. Some people don't. Some people don't survive. So if you're still here, you've survived. You've made it. You've made it. You've made it. You made it. Let me tell you. You made it. I'll tell you a story tomorrow about a foster child that my mother had. And she was older than my sisters and I. And she kidnapped me when I was little. Her name was Frenchie. And she was French. But her name was Frenchie. Yeah. If y'all know somebody named Frenchie out there, I'm not going to give you her last name, but just tell her, hey, Frenchie, there's a girl that's going to tell a story about you tomorrow. When I was little, she kidnapped me. She kidnapped me. And I was so little. I was like 4 years old. I remember it like it was yesterday. And when my mother came with the police and got me, she gave Frenchie back. She was like, she got to get out of my house. And Frenchie did. But do you know, she still came to see us as an adult with her own children, her husband. And I was like, I should have kidnapped one of your sons. And but I haven't seen Frenchie in a minute. It's been a minute. Probably the last time I saw her, I was in my 20s. I was in my 20s. I was in my 20s. Your foster girl, she kidnapped me. Took me to New York. Next thing I know is a whole bunch of cops. And my mother was outside with my uncle, and they found me. And Frenchie just, it's a whole nother story. Frenchie was different. Yeah. And she still calls us her family. My mother never adopted her or anything like that. Never adopted her. As a matter of fact, she was from another country. And when she came to the U.S., her family was disheveled. They weren't into any solid places. And she was a little older, and they put her in foster care. Now imagine coming to a country, don't know anything, don't even really know the language that well. And my mother was fluent in French. So my mother helped her learn how to speak English. Yeah. And then she stayed with us for a little while. Then she ended up kidnapping me. Yeah. And the last time I saw her, she was like, there go my little sister. And I'm like, yeah. But we can't change the past. We can't change anything that we've been through at all. If we could, we would. And I know a lot of foster children, a lot of them live in hate because of some foster families aren't the best families. And you hear a lot of that. Like I spoke to you about the story that happened to a child in North Carolina. And that child was like 6 years old. You can look up the story. I just read it yesterday. The little girl was 6 years old. They kept her in a dog cage. They didn't feed her. And they said when she passed away, she was 27 pounds, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. She was 27 pounds at 6 years old. That's what her autopsy, when they weighed her, she was 27 pounds. Her deceased body. And sometimes the wrong people get children, but then that's the system's fault, because anytime you put a child in somebody's home, I feel like you should always check up. And the one thing I dislike is when people make false reports about people, because you're interfering from the children who really need a follow-up visit to make sure that they're okay. You know, sometimes people make false reports because their boyfriend left them for somebody else. And it's always a story about false reports, and it's disgusting because situations like this happen with this little girl. And they had a 2-year-old in the house. I believe, I read the story yesterday, but they had other smaller children in the house, and it's disgusting. There was a lady from our town, and her whole house, she had foster children. And she adopted all of them. And man, she was probably the best foster mother that I had ever seen, because she kept all of her kids until they were grown and even after. And she lived across the street from my aunt. And she made sure all those kids were good. Her house was like Annie. She had bunk beds, and she had, I mean, when I tell you she had foster kids, she had foster kids. And she dedicated her life to just giving kids homes. And not only foster kids, like runaways and stuff, she would let them come on in to her home. She recently just passed away, but she was a good foster mother for so many. And when she passed away, do you know all the foster kids she ever had? They all went to her funeral. They all went to her funeral. But I hate abuse when it comes to kids. I hate abuse. I really do. But I'm gonna get offline. I got so much to do. Sonny, I'll see you in a few seconds. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I want to finish my drink. It's melting. It's a frappe. You know, I'm working on myself. It's an addiction. I'm working on myself. A frappe a day. It's the worst habit ever. Caramel. You can send me a caramel frappe if you want. But thank you. I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to get through the fire signs, and then we're done. And then we're back to normal. But I am Empress Real 1584, the Good Wish. I send to everybody nothing but love and light. Good night. Been there, right? Those frappes are the worst addiction. It's been a minute for me, but I gained 30 pounds. I did. I gained 30 pounds from a frappe. I gained 30 pounds. One frappe a day. Is for a year. I gained 30 pounds. But I'm still good in all the right places, you know? And I thank my grandma and I thank my mom. You know, it could have been worse. It could have went other places, but I'm good. But my clothes said, one more frappe and you ain't getting into those jeans. But I'll be back tomorrow, but I'll see you in a second. Good night.